Hello, ladies and gents. Where's the camera? There it is. Okay, it changes every day. New setup, different setup. You can see my birthday calendar. There it is. You can see the yuck, all the yuck you asked for. So here it is. Now, don't get excited because this is just a test. I'm just testing this. Freaking electronics and I don't get along, okay? I'm using my phone on StreamYard. I don't know why nothing's working for me. I'm super frustrated. I apologize for that. If this doesn't look good, if this doesn't sound good, I apologize. It's a trial and error. If this doesn't sound good, I will try something else. I gotta keep going, but I don't want that to stop me from putting out content because the kind of content I put out is time sensitive. We know that. So sorry for the unacceptable non-professional videos, you guys, but as many of you said, you like me because I am not professional. I am a real person. Okay, calm down. All right. It's been a morning. It's been a morning, you guys. I'm just okay. Is the world not gone crazy? Now I'm looking at the battery life on my phone. It's supporting the mic. It's supporting everything. I'll make this as long as I can. Hopefully it'll last a half hour at least. We got a random shooter guy running all over the place on the East Coast. I hope that ends soon. However it has to end that way. And the mental health aspect of that situation is not similar to this other situation that we're going to talk about with this guy, this pilot man. So let's jump into it. I have a fresh cup of coffee, and I wanted to talk about this case because, one, I love airplanes. I love flying. My brother's a pilot. We used to fly all the time while he was getting his hours. So I do love aircraft. I think I've mentioned that before. You know, I was in the Air Force. I love aircraft. I still love aircraft. When I hear planes outside, I'm looking up. Oh, it's a C-130. What are you doing over here? Okay, whatever is happening. So anyway, I love aircraft. I love to travel. And yeah, you do think about these things before you get on the airplane. I do. So, all right, let's jump into it. What the hell are you talking about today, Audrey? I'm talking about the pilot that lost his damn mind on the airplane sitting in the cockpit. I'm going to sneeze. I apologize. Oh my God. So I'm talking about 44-year-old Alaskan Airlines pilot Joseph David Emerson. He was flying, full-blown captain, full-blown pilot, okay? A legit pilot. And I'm thinking, so Joseph David was flying from Everett, Washington to SFO. And he was flying jump seat. What does jump seat mean, Audrey? Well, let me explain it to you. Jump seat is basically a free ride for air crew who's not working at the time. So, for example, my brother was a pilot for United. And he used to fly jump seat. And this was before 9/11. So what would happen is if he wanted to go somewhere, he'd get his flight bag. You put your airline clothes on, your badge, everything as if you're part of the flight crew. And before 9/11, I used to be able to go into the airport, wait at the gate to see if he was going to get on a jump seat or not. If not, then we leave, or he stays and pays for a flight wherever he's trying to go to, whatever. So it's a little bit different these days, obviously. So I don't know if the current way that they're doing jump seats is by reservation, first come, first served or something, or if it's still show up at the airport, go through TSA and all that jazz. So I'm not sure about that. but he was cleared for takeoff. He was cleared to be in the cockpit with the pilot and co-pilot. And to my knowledge, Joseph David had no, what's the word I'm trying to think of? He had not been reprimanded in any way in his job. Any wrongdoings? No, he seemed okay. What did he do? So they're in the plane. We got 83 people total on board, including flight crew. So not a big crowd. I don't even know what kind of plane it was. I've taken up to Washington. I've taken a propellered airplane. It's awful. So this sounds like maybe a small propellered airplane. I'm not sure. So they're at 31,000 feet. That's pretty high. That's their cruising altitude, probably. And he decides to get up. Joseph David decides to get up, and he tries to grab the two red fire handles that are in the ceiling in the cockpit to pull them down. If he had been successful in doing that, that would have activated the plane's emergency fire suppression system. Holy cow, you're at 31,000 feet. And probably over the ocean, up really high, but probably over the ocean, going from Washington to SFO. Now, they did end up landing in Oregon. Again, not that it matters if you're going to crash over water or land. I would just feel better if it was land, okay? Whoever's listening, if I'm going to go on a plane, please make it over land and not water, because I'm scared of water. I don't like that very much. So he's trying to grab these freaking handles. What would happen? What would happen? So if these handles were deployed, it would cut off fuel to the engines. Okay, well, that sounds terrifying, Audrey. That scares me to even hear that. Well, yeah, it's scary, but it's not the end of the world necessarily. Again, depending on what kind of plane you have, depending on a lot of different things, a plane could still fly or glide in basically neutral and just floating. There's still going to be enough lift and stuff to keep the plane in the air for about 90 miles, they're saying, or so. I mean, I don't want to have to do that. But, you know, we do that. The pilots do that all the time on every flight as they're coming in. They cut back the throttle. They cut the throttle, and you can hear it. I can hear it, and it scares the shit out of me because of my past flying with my brother, plus how many times I've been traveling long flights and stuff. I notice those freaking sounds change, and it's like, okay, why are they doing that right now? Okay, that sounds like this to me, and I don't think we should be doing that at this minute, but let me ask. So the engines would be turned off, and the plane would what am I trying to say? I need to drink this coffee. Essentially, not dive. The plane's not going to go nose first, but it's going to glide down to the ground. Yes, eventually the plane's going to hit the ground. So that right there is not good. So I'm hearing that this guy, Joseph David, had taken mushrooms. And he's been depressed for about 6 years. Probably longer. But 6 years. Was this a suicide mission? Why do people who want to take their own life want to take others down with them? No, thank you. Not into that. That's not okay. So this guy stands up and he says to the two pilots in the cockpit, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. So he makes that admission before he tries to pull those levers down. The other two pilots were able to, while they're flying at 31,000 feet, they were able to detain him or control him and get him out of the cockpit. And I have to give it to the pilots, and not just these pilots on this particular flight, but so many pilots. It's a stressful job. It's stressful. Well, Audrey, isn't there autopilot? Yes, there's autopilot, but you're still up in the freaking air, and you're flying under the understanding everything's supposed to work as it's supposed to. But technology is not perfect. And, back in the old days, everything was a physical button or lever, different things like that. You didn't rely on this technology to keep you in the air and help you land the plane. So not cool that the two pilots, it's like if you're on a flight overseas or a really long flight, it's like, is that the pilot I just saw walk by? Where is he going? He needs to go back to his room because that just terrifies me. But I know it's okay. It's okay. I've survived every time. I'm still here. And so are you. We have survived these funny and uncomfortable situations on a plane. So this guy is on mushrooms. I want to know, what time did he take the mushrooms? When did he take the shrooms? Now, mushrooms used to be like, oh, what? That's crazy. But having two millennial children who, have partaken in such, it's less terrifying to me now. I don't like it. I don't want my kids taking this shit. But you know what? They're adults. Adults make their own decisions, don't they? And sometimes they're bad decisions. And this guy made the bad decision to self-medicate on shrooms and get in the jump seat inside the cockpit. Now, let me tell you, pilots have to be cleared. They self-certify themselves before each flight. So usually before they get into the aircraft itself, because once you're in the plane, it's like, well, okay, I'm just going to go. But before they get in the plane, they're checking themselves. Do I feel okay? Am I stressing today for any reason? Did you and your wife have a fight last night, sir? Because if you did, I don't want you taking it out on me, okay? That's what I say. Because when I get on a flight, I don't do it so much now that I have my husband with me, but I always poke my head in the cockpit and ask, everyone good? You got a good night's sleep? You're not fighting with your wife or partner or anything? You're not about to be fired or let go, or, you have no reason to crash or neglect the flight? Yeah? Okay. All right, cool. I will enjoy my flight. Thank you. I swear to God, I do that. I do. I have to make myself feel okay. I'm self-soothing myself by questioning the pilots. That's a thing. I mean, yes, more people get in car accidents. I know, but still, it's scary. So we got this pilot who is not mentally okay. They move him out of the cockpit, and then he tries to get up and open the door to the outside. We know what happens when that happens. Everyone gets sucked out of the plane if you're not tied down. Anything not tied down is going to go out the door. It will suck it out like a vacuum from even the far end of the plane or wherever the door is, it's going to suck everything out. It could probably even open some of the cargo, the head cargo above your seat. I mean, we're talking physics here. There's no defying physics. There's no reasoning with physics. The door opens, the rapid decompression happens, and out you go. There was a case a few years ago here where that woman, well, maybe it wasn't in California, but that woman on the Southwest flight, something happened in her little seat window, which, you know, is about like, okay, well, that looks big on camera, but it's not really that big. She got sucked out of the window from her seat. I mean, if that doesn't explain the power of the vacuum of the rapid decompression, I can't give you a better picture than that. Back to what I was saying about the pilots. I give pilots credit because even though most pilots love doing what they're doing, they enjoy it, they love any challenges and stuff, it's still a large responsibility. And time again, I've had so many good, I don't want to say interactions because it's not that I'm interacting, but I've overheard on the radio during one of my flights or on TV from other flights, such as this one. This pilot stayed calm. He's like, yeah, we have this situation here. We're going to go ahead and do this, and that. And we're going to ask that law enforcement be there for us when we land. We're going to taxi down 11. You know, they're like, this guy's calm, man. This guy's a rock star. I don't know who he is, but totally calm. I have the chills. I'm not sure why. Is someone trying to come into my presence? Let me turn on my ghost detector. I just call it a ghost detector. It's not really a ghost detector. Okay. This guy, these people, these pilots really seem to keep their shit together. Really. And I appreciate that. I just want to say I appreciate that. I appreciate the calm. Because I'll tell you what, if you're not calm, I am not going to be calm at all. I'm gonna start Googling how to fly this freaking plane. So I don't know. So they sedated this guy, this Joseph David. They sedated him. How did they do that? That's exciting to me. Do they have that capability to sedate you? Interesting. Maybe there's an RN on the plane or so. I don't know who's allowed to do the sedating. Maybe they just used that word. I know they handcuffed him. Where did they get the handcuffs? Where's the flight marshal? Was there a marshal on board? You know, are people going to have to start carrying your own weapons? Well, no, because you can't use a gun in a plane. Can't use a firearm in a plane. Probably not a good idea anyway. You know, I don't know how that works for people in places like New Hampshire where you can open carry a firearm. I don't know if they can get on a plane with their firearm. I don't know. I've never actually thought about that, but I would be curious to know. Just a moment, please. Oh, God, that's good. So he was sedated. Now, what are we talking about here for this guy? Where's my glasses? What's going to happen to him? Oh, my God. I so often look for things, and I'm either wearing them or they're right in front of my face. Okay. I ordered some new freaking fabulous glasses, and they should be here any day. Okay, what are we looking at for charges with this guy? So we have 83 attempts of murder, charges, attempted murder, 83, reckless endangerment, and endangering an aircraft. Then we have a federal charge of interfering and endangering an aircraft. So we're looking at this guy never getting out of jail. And it's too bad. It's unfortunate. I'm looking at my detector over here. It's kind of flashing a little bit. I'll leave it right here so I can see it better. It is flashing again. Oh, okay. Hello. Who's here? Who's here, please? So this brings up a conversation about mental health. Mental health doesn't mean you're crazy. Because you have anxiety, depression, I have agoraphobia, I have arachnophobia. I'm like Charlie Brown. I have so many phobias, it's not funny. It's shocking how many phobias I have. I should go on Maury Povich. Or is he still alive? I don't know. It's awful, but I know I'm not the only one. So many people are suffering with, who is this? Hello? Hello? Who's here? Announce yourself, please. You can tell me who you are. In my head, tell me. Okay, I'm getting the chills again. That means, to me, spirit's coming in. Like in me. I have not seen it do this before. Okay, whoever's here, you're welcome to come in if you're friendly. Okay, I know this has nothing to do, well, I don't know if it has anything to do with this story, but I feel an old gentleman here. Okay, he's saying yes. I was old. Not old now. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, sir. I do see you. You look like a nice man. This guy's just showing me himself, kind of a bigger guy, not fat, but just, big, tall, hunched over though as he got older. Still had some hair. He is talking to me, and I'm asking him as I'm talking to you, who are you, sir? Who are you? I'm hearing a couple different things. Not voices in my head, okay? I'm not having voices in my head, but that does happen. All right, I'm not sure who this is. If I wasn't doing a video, I would pursue this further, but he's welcome to come in. If you can clearly tell me easily who you are, I will keep talking to you. He's like, I'm trying. I don't know what to do. I'm talking, but you can't hear me. That's what he's saying. All right. Well, okay. I know you're here, sir. So I'm just going to set the machine down right there. Okay. So just hang out with me for a few minutes. So mental health. And one thing that really grates me is the misconception of what depression, anxiety, and mental illness look like. Because I've seen it used against people in court. We have, right? Oh, they're crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. They cry a lot. They're crazy, and that is just so wrong. But it's those kinds of conversations and things we hear out in public that make some people not get the help they need. Because my God, what if my boss finds out that I'm on meds or I go to therapy? Well, so what? Your boss probably needed therapy 20 years ago and won't ever go get it. Probably a baby boomer. No offense, I'm just saying. Call it as you see it. I'm sorry, baby boomers. My parents are boomers. Mental health is a problem. We got this guy on the East Coast with firearms running around taking lives, and he's mentally ill. Now, plenty of people have mental illness and are just fine. You never know unless they told you. It's like asthma. I have asthma. Would you know by looking at me or my behavior if I have asthma? Or maybe diabetes, or like the way you're looking at me now, you can't see my arthritis, but once I hold up my fingers, you're like, oh, she has arthritis. Ew. So if you can't see it on somebody's body, you kind of think it's not there. But that's not true. Mental illness comes in every shape and size, color, religion, everything. And it's really unfortunate the amount of people that have ended their own life because of mental illness. It could probably have been stopped. What's the word I'm trying to think of? I got this guy still here talking to me. Prevented, that's the word. Probably could have been prevented. So we'll keep an eye on this story with this Joseph David Emerson. What a shame. What a shame. This is, being a pilot is a big deal. It's something to be proud of. And I don't know this guy's history other than just researching him last night. So that's unfortunate. Thank God no one died. Thank God he wasn't able to stop the plane from staying in the air and doing what it needed to do. They did land in Oregon. They didn't make it to San Francisco, but they did land in Oregon. So, stress. They probably put those pilots on a couple of days off to process this situation and make sure they're okay, because I think I would get anticipatory anxiety after that. If I was a pilot, I'd be like, okay, no more jump seats available with me. Okay, no more. And I don't know about these days, but back in the old days, even the families could fly jump seat if, the wives or, partners or a kid could fly in the jump seat depending on the age. So, it's a shame that yet again we have to minimize our flight enjoyment, because I do enjoy flying. And even though I'm scared to death of turbulence, I still enjoy the ride. And like I said, I appreciate, and I'm giving shout outs to all those in cockpits who keep their calm. They're just calm. God, I wish I could be like that. But yes, I do pop my head in, say, hey, I'm a human being. This is my soul on board your ship. So make sure this soul, after it goes up, it's going to come down gently and land so I can go on with my vacation or whatever I'm doing. So I'm throwing in some comedy relief amongst an absolutely horrible, terrifying situation. So you guys have given me the feedback of you do want to hear about some of these other cases other than the primary ones. There's some primary videos that other people are talking about I just don't want anything to do with, and I will not talk about them. I just don't feel it psychically. I don't feel it. I don't want to be involved with it for whatever reason. I don't know, but my psychicness says, pass that one up, don't talk about that one, don't go there. It might make me sick or something, I don't know, but I don't feel it. So like I've said, no fear, there'll be another crime around the corner by the end of the day. Do you know how many crimes there are? Every freaking day, all the time. It's awful. So I want to start bringing some of these other cases forward because they matter too. And this is how cases get looked at if people start talking about them. And there's a lot to talk about. All right. Well, I hope this video quality is better than yesterday's. I apologize. So I'm going to get off here. I am going to throw it in some editing software and then upload it to YouTube, and wish me luck, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. All right. Bye.